Let's talk Brock Purdy, Trey Lance, Niners. What the fuck's going to happen here? And this is just my thoughts, what I think is going to happen. Who knows? In reality, shit's going to end up changing. It's a fluid situation. And I say fluid is because it all depends on Brock Purdy's elbow. My thoughts are he had successful surgery, they said, but there were some issues with the inflammation. So the surgery actually got delayed by, I think, a month or so, a couple months. So I think what's going to end up happening is, and this is going to affect my sports card, and I'll explain why, purchases. But my thoughts are, I think Brock Purdy's injury, his elbow, he's going to be sidelined for a while. Even though they say he's going to be back in time for the regular season, he might. But my thoughts are he won't be game ready. So what I think is going to end up happening is I think Trey Lance is going to technically heal before him. And obviously with Trey Lance, it didn't affect his throwing because it was the lower body that he injured. So it shouldn't affect his throwing ability in that sense. So I actually think Brock Purdy won't be game shape ready. He won't have the snaps and all that stuff during preseason, OTAs, all that stuff. So I actually feel that Brock Purdy is not going to be the starter at the beginning of the season. Now, could be wrong. He could heal quickly. Shit could change. We don't know that. But I do think that Trey Lance will end up being the starter. Now, what's going to end up happening is, depending on how Trey Lance plays in the first 3 to 4 games. And I say this is because that's going to give time during practice, during, taking second string snaps, all that stuff. I feel Brock Purdy is going to ramp up and then get in game shape ready by the 3rd or 4th game. Now, if the Niners, or let's just say they're 3-0, 4-0, they're going to stick with Trey Lance. If they end up, let's just say 2-1, and they look like shit on offense, or they're 2-2 after 4 games, or th're 1-3, or 0-3, 0-4, whatever the case, let's just say they don't look that great on offense, they're going to fucking switch instantly. And it's going to give them enough time for Brock Purdy to get into game shape, and they're going to have reasons why they go ahead. Let's start Brock Purdy now. There won't be any controversy in that sense because I feel they're going to use that to their benefit as the Niners. So this actually, like I was just saying, this is going to work out for the San Francisco 49ers, saying that, you know what, Brock's not in game shape ready. We don't need to worry about starting him quite yet. We want him to be 100%. So there's no quarterback controversy. I believe they can use that to their benefit. Now, Trey Lance, if he ends up sucking, there you guys go. Easy switch to Brock Purdy. No real, issues that's going to be had because they're going to be like, well, he's not playing very good. We can switch to Brock Purdy. He tore it up last year. Now, if Trey Lance plays very well, you got Brock Purdy as your backup, still on the fucking rookie contract. There's still not going to be much controversy if Trey Lance is playing well. So this fucking actually works tremendously out for the San Francisco 49ers, I believe. Now, how does this affect sports cards on top of that? I feel, look, Brock Purdy's rookie cards right now, actually it's tougher to pull than you guys thought because I do a lot of breaks and I rip myself and fuck, man, it's hard to pull his rookie card. But his cards are really still pretty high, higher than I would anticipate for a rookie quarterback that hasn't really won anything. Yes, he shows promise and everything. However, he hasn't really won anything. And his cards, I feel, once they say Trey Lance is going to be the starter, if that happens, his cards are going to plummet. That's when you buy. That's when I'm going to buy. Disclaimer, don't fucking do what I do. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but this is just what I think is going to happen. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to wait to see if the Trey Lance starting position works. Then I don't know how much is going to dip. I can see Brock Purdy's card dipping just a little bit, but that's when I'm going to purchase more of his cards and hopefully anticipation that he will be the starter on down somewhere down in the season. I really believe that. Even let's just say Trey Lance plays very well injuries happen. He's, you know, technically he's been injured before. He runs with the ball quite a bit, so injuries can happen again. I think Brock Purdy somewhere along the line will be the starter. But if Trey Lance is named a starter instantly, I'm going to jump on and see where Brock Purdy's cards are, and that's when I'll buy his stuff, knowingly he will start somewhere this season. If he, let's just say he doesn't though, worst case scenario, he's gonna play somewhere else and be a starter somewhere sooner or later. So that's my game plan in regards to Brock Purdy for this season, and that's what I think is going to happen in regards to what the 49ers going to do with their quarterback situation. There won't be a controversy, at least not at the beginning, because I think it's going to work to their benefit if they do that on down the road. So there you guys go. That's my little 49ers update of what I think is going to end up happening on the offseason and coming up for the starting position of the quarterback position. I think they'll be just fine. So there you guys go. You guys like this shit? Subscribe.